Found footage works for a lot of reasons. First and foremost, the title has a lot of implications. Making a movie like this leaves a whole lot up to the audience's imagination. Where was this footage found? Who found it? What if I stumbled across something like this someday? Would I get cursed by whatever content dwells within the storage vestibule? It also puts the audience in the shoes of the protagonist, antagonist, whoever's in charge of the camera in question. This can make for quite the film-going experience. Factor in low-budget bits and lots of easy screenwriting cliches that go along with the genre, and you have a wicked style of filmmaking ready to scare the pants off people in as many new ways as the director can think of. They don't always work, and sometimes they can get a little overwrought, but usually a found footage flick is a recipe for a good time, especially if a ghost car blows up in the catacombs and sucks a man in until he's just legs. Let me know if you get that reference. Hello horror heads, and welcome back to the scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos. I'm your horror host Keegan Hughes, and today we're taking a look at the top 5 scary found footage horror movies you need to watch. Before we get started, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more hasty hijinks. Wicked. Let's begin. Sneaking its way in at number 5, we've got Creep. This flick breaks it down to the bare essentials. 2 dudes and a camera. That's all you really need to make a found footage horror movie. No big set pieces, no funky twists, no need for monsters showing up at the perfect time for nobody in universe to notice, just a maniac and a weirdo videographer and the things they do. It's simple, and it works so well. We open on a videographer being hired by a strange man who claims to have a terminal illness. He wants to record some videos for his unborn son, kinda like how every dad with a secret records stuff for their kids. Hey kiddo, if you're seeing this, I'm probably dead. Haha, classic dad, right? Well, the haunted family heirloom is buried beneath your dog's grave, etc, etc. You get the picture. So as these two men are trying to figure each other out, some dark secrets are revealed. Wolf masks are found, Benadryl is put into whiskey, the man with the illness isn't who he said he was, and more. It's actually all very effective, thanks largely in part to 2 excellent performances put on by Mark Duplass and Patrick Bryce. At times it's tough to decide who the real creep is. The videographer has plenty of oddities about himself as well. Everything seems to have a double meaning and nothing stays certain for long. Well, until it does, but we won't go there. Creep is a fantastic example of how to make something super simple work. 2 characters and minimal unexplainable action prevents the flick from falling into the "oh man, something is happening, let's see how all my friends are reacting" trap that a lot of found footage is so fond of. It was even good enough to warrant a sequel, and apparently a 3rd's on the way. You go, Creep. Twirling in at number 4, we've got VHS. I love Bloody Disgusting. I think the trend of horror-based publications putting out movies is fantastic. Keep the money and the interest with folks who actually care. Brad Miska put this all together, 5 short flicks and a frame narrative. The frame involves a gang breaking into a house to steal a specific VHS tape for an unknown buyer. They come across a dead old man sitting in front of staticky TVs, and there are plenty of tapes in this abode, so they have to get to work grabbing them all. As the crew runs around trying to get what they can, a lookout stays behind with the body and the TVs. This is where the first and arguably best short starts to play. It's called Amateur Night, and it focuses on some greasy pals getting together and renting a motel room. See, one of the boyos wants to get laid, and the others want to be in on it somehow. Weird. So they rig a pair of glasses with a hidden camera in order to capture the whole thing. Weirder. And then they head out on a bar crawl, looking for some ladies. Less weird, but still weird because of the first 2 things. The group ends up finding 2 girls who seem at least vaguely interested in them, and they regroup in the motel room after a few drinks. Quiet, shady Lily seems content just to creep around the periphery and see what happens, while the excessively drunk Lisa just passes out. With only 1 girl left, the boys get a little frisky. And then things get weird, scary, sexy, and wrist-breaky. It's a fantastic use of found footage point of view, especially because they decided to go with the supposed glasses mount. This way nothing feels forced, and at no point does the audience feel the need to scream out, "Just put the camera down for 5 seconds to deal with this." Outstanding stuff. The rest of the found footage flicks in the compilation are serviceable, but none reach the heights, pun intended, that Amateur Night does. Coming in at number 3, we have Cloverfield. A found footage giant monster movie? Count me in. I remember the ad campaign behind this, and they got people excited to find out about the monster. By keeping it a secret ahead of the release and for most of the movie, it made for a fantastic word-of-mouth campaign and movie-going experience. We know this is truly some found footage as the flick opens on a little card letting everyone know that it was discovered amongst the rubble in an area once known as Central Park. Hot opening. So a bunch of friends are having a going away party for their pal heading to Japan, and all hell breaks loose. And by the way, Japan? Nice nod to Godzilla right there. The city's collapsing and these streets are chaotic. A bunch of crab monsters that make you explode are running around. It's a cataclysm. Director Matt Reeves does a great job with the found footage element. It keeps the pace frantic, the scares constant, and the tension high. We only catch little glimpses of the major monster, which adds to the mystery and allure. The destruction happening throughout the city feels more real when viewed from the vantage of a person at street level, and once it gets going, it does not stop. The shaky cam might be too much for some folk, and admittedly it can be a lot. But the experience itself is a totally engrossing one, and it's something folks haven't really tried with the format in a while. Big threats like this are rare in the found footage world where curses and diseases and witches reign supreme. Floating in at number 2, we've got Norai, The Curse. Speaking of curses, let's talk about Norai. This Japanese found footage mockumentary follows a prominent paranormal investigator that disappears during the filming of one of his documentaries. Following his disappearance, his house burns down, his wife dies, and all sorts of loose ends are loosened further. And it's all because of a terrible curse. As we go through the footage left behind by Kobayashi, we find out that the curse originated in the past as a demon who was meant to get revenge for those who summoned it. Something went wrong somewhere down the line and the demon possessed a woman. After that, it was found that anyone who interacted with her would get the curse, and it spreads from there. A daisy chain of deadly curses, if you would. It's a fairly common premise, especially among Japanese horror, but it makes up for it in presentation. Norai is a slow burn, atmospheric and dense. There aren't any jump scares and no gimmicks either. It seeks to disturb you from the inside out by presenting you with creepy occurrence after creepy occurrence. We see everything through the lens of the cameraman, and dread germinates like a seed deep within your psyche. The way it presents the story is very procedural, with plenty of exposition to keep the plot moving along. This can be tiring, but it has another trick up its sleeve. There are plenty of moments where ghosts appear in the background without drawing attention to themselves, rewarding eagle-eyed viewers with a little scare to call their very own. And finally, at number 1, Lake Mungo. This one messed me up. Like, seriously, I was walking around different after seeing this movie. It uses the mockumentary format perfectly to scare the ever-loving bejesus out of anyone watching. A family is trying to find out what happened to their daughter who drowned the summer before. After her death, strange and unexplainable occurrences begin happening around their home. If you haven't seen Lake Mungo, now is the time. No matter when you watch this video, this is the correct time to watch it. There are so many twists and reveals and details that explain what once appeared to be coincidences. It's an absolutely wild ride on the first watch through. The family reaches out to a psychic to try and explain things going on. Photographs have been discovered with baffling elements in the background, and video footage seems to show a ghostly girl wandering through the house. There's a moment involving footage recovered from an old cell phone that haunts me to this day. Just writing this, I got a little spooked thinking about it. Lake Mungo is a meditation on our hidden lives and the guilt we live with. Do we really know the people in our lives? What aren't they showing us? I love the potential in found footage horror movies. Anyone can make one, especially these days with phones in the hands and feet of every man, woman, and child. What'd you think of the list? How many of these have you seen? What's your favorite found footage horror? Make sure you let me know down in the comments. Speaking of comments, let's take a look at some of your more exasperated ones from top 5 scary horror movies ruined by their endings. Lammy4ever7 says, okay, I'm going to be that person, but I loved The Village because I thought the mundane explanation was much more horrifying than the magic monster one. You know what? That is a perfectly reasonable and intelligent argument. I will ask you though, what did you think of Dogtooth? Similar scenario, extremely different approach. John Garcia says, my teddy bear came alive and said, boo. Somebody time that. I want to be put in the running for longest yeah boy ever. Ronald Johnson says, this channel has the best hosts. Even the new ones are cool. Thank you kindly, Ronald. We're all out here doing our best to keep the good folks at home entertained. Firestar Gomez asks, how much are those kidneys? Well, how much are you offering? The world is an unpredictable place. And Jay Frost says, you're dumb. Paranormal Activity's original ending was sick. Slander. Libelous nonsense. I am at least as smart as the average person, and all this coming from a cat on YouTube? For shame. That's all the time we have for today. Before I lay down atop a pile of beef in a room full of rats, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more staggering sigildry. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. They don't always work. Sometimes a train comes through when you're in the middle of a take. You never know. No need for monsters showing up at the perfect time for nobody in. No need for monsters showing up at the. Creep is a fantastic example of how to. And it's something. It's all because of the terrible. Ooh. The terrible curse. Guys, I gotta go back to elementary school, but all the schools are closed. I'm just gonna keep riffing in this voice.